Former Rhode Island municipal judge Frank Caprio, presenter of Caught in Providence and renowned online as a kind jurist, has saddened. He was 88. On Wednesday, after a long and valiant fight with pancreatic cancer, he passed away quietly. Caprio advertised his courtroom as a place where people in cases are treated with warmth and compassion, according to his official social media sites. He had a reputation for being sympathetic and dismissing tickets even while he was punishing people. Last week, Caprio posted a short video to Facebook in which he said that he had experienced a setback, was back in the hospital, and asked everyone to remember him in their prayers. Captured on camera in his courtroom, Caprio's social media presentation demonstrated his folk humor and sensitivity. More than 1 billion people have viewed the show's clips. During his time on the bench, Caprio developed a more sympathetic and less aggressive and critical personality than many TV judges. Caprio regularly shows compassion for the individuals in his courtroom in his little YouTube videos. Many of the infractions are rather minor, ranging from failing to use a turn signal to being penalized for being a raucous party. Furthermore, Caprio used his notoriety with liberty and justice to address issues like unequal access to the legal system, embodying the idea that everyone should have access to justice. However, Caprio said in one video that it isn't. Almost 90% of low-income Americans are forced to deal with civil concerns on their own, such as healthcare, unjust evictions, veterans' benefits, and yes, even moving violations. Caprio's positive portrayal of a judge garnered millions of views. His most viewed recordings are those in which he calls children to the bench to help make decisions for their parents. In one, he shows compassion by listening to a widow whose child was killed before dismissing her penalties and $400 in fines. In a different movie, Caprio cautioned audiences against cutting corners on their expenses after he dismissed a red light violation for a bartender making $3.84 per hour. He went on, "If anyone is watching, I want them to know that you better not eat and run because you're going to get caught and your bill will have to be paid by the poor people who are working hard all day for $3 an hour." On social media, Caprio's family described him as a loving husband, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, and friend. Judge Caprio's work in the courtroom and beyond touched the lives of millions, the family continued. He was adored for his humility, kindness, and unshakable faith in human decency. He changed everyone he came into contact with his kindness, warmth, and humor. Both local and state politicians bemoaned his passing and celebrated his life. Judge Caprio not only served the public well, but he connected with them in a meaningful way, and people could not help but respond to his warmth and compassion, Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee stated in a statement. He was more than just a jurist on the bench. He served as an example of empathy, showing us what can occur when humanity and justice are balanced. Caprio was all around amazing, according to Robert Leonard, who co-owned a restaurant with him. He would be much missed. He would do anything for you if he could, Leonard said. Caprio retired from the Providence Municipal Court in 2023 after 40 years of service on the bench. According to his biography, Caprio grew up as the second of 3 sons in the Federal Hill neighborhood of Providence, Rhode Island. "I hope that people will realize that the government's institutions can function well if they use justice, decency, and compassion in their conversations," he said in 2017. "Our society is highly contentious. People should understand that we can carry out justice without resorting to oppression."